Stranger Things. No, it's not ringing any bells, Beth. Hey VC, David here with a contest entry into Beth at B-Sides A Strange Contest. She and her family are big fans of the Netflix original series Stranger Things, and for those of you that don't follow the show, the latest season was released on July 4th, and as many fans of the show probably did, they binge watched the entire season, 8 hours. And in one sitting or one day. I haven't done that yet. My daughters have. I'm only on episode 3. Things have just been kind of hectic at work, and it's just hard for me to find time to watch the series. I was planning on trying to dedicate at least a couple hours each night to the series this week. Just haven't been able to. So anyways, Beth has an extra copy of the Stranger Things 3 soundtrack. There have been several editions released at different stores that have different variants of the vinyl. I think Walmart has a purple vinyl, Target maybe had like a splatter, Urban Outfitters had orange, and each of them come with a 7-inch single of Beth's favorite song, The Never Ending Story. And I think some came with like trading cards, and others may come with like a puzzle, but just different flavors of the album. Anyways, Beth has an extra copy. I think it's the Walmart edition, and she wants to give away a copy to one of her subscribers. Hopefully, one of her Stranger Thing fans subscribers. And so she's picked 5 questions that are kind of based on themes from the Stranger Things series. First question is to name your favorite board game. And that's because in the series, the 4 main characters, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will, are always playing Dungeons and Dragons. I grew up in the 80s. I've never even seen the board game Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, my only exposure to the game has been through this series and also The Big Bang Theory. For me, my favorite board game growing up was the game Sorry. I can remember we would play it as a family on the weekends. And then another favorite board game was the game Aggravation. And that's one that I would play with my grandparents when I would spend the night with them. The second question was to name 5 of your favorite bands, artists, or albums from the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. MTV was always on at my house in the basement. I mean, I watched MTV like it was my job. So some of the big bands and artists that I recall watching in the 80s were, of course, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard was a big one. I can vividly remember the video to Land of Confusion by Genesis. The puppets were always cool. The video to Tom Petty's Running Down a Dream with the cartoon animation was always a cool video. Great song too. And then, of course, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine. Always on MTV. Yeah, so those are some of my favorite bands from the 80s. Third question was to share with Beth your favorite summertime activities. And that could be your favorite summertime activities now or when you were a kid. So in the in the Netflix series, Stranger Things, season 3 takes place in the summer, and there's lots of scenes with some of the parents being at the pool, just kind of ogling over the lifeguard. For me, some of my favorite activities when I was a kid in the summer were just riding my bike. I mean, my brothers and I would ride our bike until, you know, the street lights came on and we had to be home because it was dark. We rode skateboards. I played baseball until I was 16. Pool, of course, was another activity I enjoyed. My best friend in elementary school, middle school, he had a pool, an in-ground pool, and we just always enjoyed going to his house and spending the night and then just swimming all day. I'm trying to think what else we enjoyed doing. Of course, the mischievous stuff. You know, we would sneak out at night, you know, do the ding-dong ditch, or, you know, egg people's houses. Things you do when you're a kid or a teenager. Question number 4 was to share your favorite summertime movies. In the 80s, I can remember really liking the Back to the Future series, Indiana Jones, The Goonies, Teen Wolf. Michael J. Fox was kind of a big actor back then. Stand By Me, Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice. As I got older, I can remember seeing The Lost Boys and Batman. So those are some of my favorite movies to watch when I was a kid. And the 5th question was to share a strange experience. And this one's kind of a challenge for me. I strangely enough, can't think of a strange experience. I can share an experience that my wife had, but for me personally, it's really hard. But my wife swears that in every place we've lived in, she's seen like this shadow figure that will only appear during times of stress. So I don't know if she thinks that maybe it's her grandfather or one of her dear friends that passed away. I don't know. I just kind of discard it as her being tired or just under stress, but who knows. All right, there was a bonus challenge, and if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll get to see it. So Beth, I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, take care. Thanks. Shit. Turn around and look at what you see in your face, the mirror of your dreams.